with programming, you need to have good planning. The first step is to create a visual diagram representing your process, which is called a flowchart. Flowcharts represent algorithms. An algorithm is a set of instructions that performs a task. You can think of an algorithm like a recipe, a set of ingredients and actions you do to create a cake, for example. In flowcharts shapes visualized algorithm. For example, parallelograms mean an input or an output, rectangles mean a task or an action, and the rhombus means a decision. There are a lot of tools to experiment and create flowcharts. One of these tools is BoardMix. BoardMix is a tool used to create flowcharts. For example, this is a flowchart that sets an example for, let's say, an if statement. We'll explain what if statements, what functions are, what while loops and for loops are in another video. After you've made a flowchart, after it's done, it's time to make it into an actual algorithm. To make it into an actual algorithm, you need to write in pseudocode. Pseudocode represents the algorithm. The first steps of creating an algorithm is to establish its goal. Then add an input, output, and when you're done brainstorming, write the actual pseudocode. Then translate it into an actual programming language. What pseudocode actually is a way to represent an algorithm. Pseudocode isn't a programming language. It's more like informative text written in plain English. For example, you can start a function by writing function. You can write if to start an if statement, and etc. Now the types of programming languages, starting with low and high-level languages. High-level languages are less dependent on computer hardware, while lower-level languages rely on it more. There are many types of programming languages. 1. Procedural programming languages. Procedural programming languages are a type of language that follows a step-by-step approach to solve problems. 2 are functional programming languages. Functional programming languages are languages that use functions as variables, arguments, and return values. This programming language consists of pure functions. Number 3 is object-oriented programming languages. Object-oriented programming languages are languages that have helpful functions specified for an object or class, like methods to return to car. Number 4 are scripting languages. Simple instructions, usually for automation or scripting. Number 5 is logic programming languages. Logic programming languages are a series of facts and rules to instruct the computer on how to make a decision. Number 6 is front-end and back-end programming languages. These are concepts that we'll go more in depth on in web development in another video. Number 7 is interpreted languages. Interpreted languages are codes or programs that go through a program called an interpreter. An interpreter interprets or translates the language to execute. 8 is compiled programming languages. Compiled programming languages take entire programs and convert it into machine language. Then the processor directly executes them. Number 9 is machine language. Machine language is the lowest level of programming. It is executed using computer hardware. Number 10 is a bonus language. Number 10 is markup languages, like HTML. Markup languages aren't programming languages. They are text encoding systems. There are also other ways to classify languages, like multi-paradigm languages and dynamic languages. Multi-paradigm languages are languages that have multiple programming styles. Dynamic languages are the opposite of static languages. Static languages are languages where variables are assigned a specific data type, while in dynamic languages, variables don't have a fixed data type. Markup languages, as we said before, aren't programming languages, but instead are text encodings. Some examples of this are HTML and XML. HTML is used to create web pages or UI, and XML is used for exchange or transfer of data. Style sheet languages are also encodings used to describe the presentation of a document, basically styling or designing it. We'll give some examples of programming languages to understand them before we start writing code. One of those languages is JavaScript, a high-level multi-paradigm interpreted dynamic language. Another example is Python, which is also a high-level multi-paradigm language. There are thousands of programming languages out there. MySQL is a language used to create databases. A database is an organized collection of data stored on a computer or a server. PHP is mostly used to make web servers and is used alongside MySQL and sometimes Ajax. Ajax is what we call a framework. It's a JavaScript framework to be specific. A framework is an organized set of tools and libraries, kind of like a mod or extension, for a programming language to help you accomplish something faster or easier. Bash is a shell scripting language for Unix-based operating systems. It's basically a text file that contains a set of commands. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript that helps you catch errors more effectively. What a superset is a language that includes all of the features of another language, as well as additional features. C, C++, and C# are used for software development, even game development. Surprisingly, C# isn't a superset of C, but C++ is, and Java is based on C++. The final example for now is assembly language. Assembly language is any low-level language with contact between the instructions in the language and the hardware machine code instructions. It's used to directly manipulate hardware. It can be used to create operating systems, access to certain processor instructions, and etc. There's more than one assembly language. If you hadn't noticed, most, if not all, the languages we talked about are multi-paradigmic. That's because single-paradigmic languages are a rarity in modern programming. Some programming languages that mostly rely on only one style of programming are Erlang, Haskell, and Fortran. Fortran became the first computer language standard. It ranks as one of the most influential software products in history. But the first actual high-level programming language was Calcul. All these programming languages turn into machine language, or what we call binary, for the computer to understand it. Binary is a set of ones and zeros in a central processing unit using transistors. The ones and zeros translate into actual words, numbers, or instructions. For example, 011 0011 00001010 is an instruction for the computer to add two numbers together. Other examples of converting things into binary are 01000010, which is a capital B, and numbers are also translated in the same way from decimal into binary, like 2 is 10, 3 is 11, 4 is 100, and 7 is 111.
Part 3 will be in the next video, where we will explain strings, functions, variables, for/while loops, print functions, libraries/modules, and explain the difference between coding and programming, what an IDE is, and basic computer science fundamentals like arrays, data structures and algorithms, linked lists, stacks, queues, hash tables, trees, binary search trees, time complexity and the big O notation, graphs, algorithm classification, quadratic and logarithmic time complexity, binary search algorithm, the traveling salesman problem, classes and objects, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. And for those interested, if you're looking for automation, web development, Discord bots, extensions, game prototyping, or more services, visit scriptties.github.io/myportfolio. I also offer sketching on the side, and you can order custom packages depending on what you want. If you're not looking for a one-time commission through Fiverr, contact me through sexyselloutteam@gmail.com.